Liverpool versus everybody. To call that result a disappointment would be an understatement, a massive understatement. To be 2-0 up in the first, when they score, 40th minute, 41st minute. So a large part of that first half to be total, in a just totally dominating the game, the first half. To have it switch like that from that sort of goal, and then the second half, you got to be honest, Brighton looked the better team. And as good as we know Brighton are, and they have been over the last couple games against us, it's 3 points you got to just go get. We know what this race is about. It looks like it's three teams. Obviously, City lose today, which is a shock as well. So I guess maybe that's sort of the positive you can take out of it, and that we're still unbeaten. But these are the games that you got to get the points in. And the fact that Brighton was so easily able to slice through our defense in the second half was just strange. I mean, the guy Trossard probably had his best 45 minutes in his whole career. That's probably not true, but I mean, he looked like prime Zaha on that left wing. It was crazy what he was doing in the second half. Even Lallana getting into it and making some things happen. We were really fortunate that the shot that he had that somehow just glued to Allison's feet and didn't go past him. But yeah, just a poor overall. I mean, even you take away that first 30, 35 minutes. We were pretty poor today, I think. And this is my opinion, just watching the game. And that's just disappointing. That's really disappointing. Obviously, unlucky to have those two goals taken off. Rightfully, right decision. And there'll be a lot of people talking about the ref today and all that. And look, I mean, that's one thing you can point to, but that's never really my way, particularly in a game that you had control over. And you allow this team to get back in. Defensively in that second half, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen that. And it's hard to really have to watch the game back to see where we were losing it. Obviously, the midfield could have done better in moments, protecting that back line. But yeah, it's just disappointing. I think when you look for positives of today, to bring up City and to bring up that we're still undefeated, those things are true. But it does still feel like you're clutching at straws because this is a game we should have just taken. We know what Brighton's about. We knew they'd be up for it, particularly in the result they got against City. And this will feel like a win to them. This will feel like a win to them, although it isn't. It's a bounce back result. They showed some fight without a real natural number 9. Mopay didn't play the whole game. Now, I don't know if he's injured or what, but big up to Brighton for turning the game around. And that a goal like that they get in that first half, that can really give a team a boost. And you saw that's what it did for Brighton. Until that moment, that was one team in that game. One team in that game. And they got that moment, and it seemed like from there the game just changed. So really disappointing. And again, you can tune into a plethora of Liverpool channels, and people will be blaming Mike Dean and his assistants. There were some suspicious decisions made in terms of things like throw-ins. I mean, I've never seen that many strange decisions for throw-ins in one game. But again, I'm not here to blame the refs. I'm here to say that Liverpool need to look in the mirror. I mean, performances like that, particularly in the whole half of the second half, that's just not good. That's not good. We got some games coming up. Obviously, I believe Atletico is this week, and then we come back to West Ham maybe. But yeah, that one really stings because that game was there for us, and then in one moment it just totally changed. The crowd, even in my opinion, just wasn't really at it unless we had the ball, unless we looked like we were progressing, that's natural for any team. You're gonna cheer and push the team on, but in the other stages it was just really really quiet. I was really surprised I didn't get to hear the song "Where's Your Famous Atmosphere." I mean, it just yeah. So that's what I got for today, man. Post match, Liverpool 2, Brighton 2. At Anfield. Disappointing result. And again, Brighton are able to get points from us. So dust ourselves off. Again, we are still undefeated, and that there is something to feel slightly positive about that. But in this moment, it just feels like undefeated or not, as I say that, Brighton looked like the team that could win that game. I mean, we never looked like, even, sure, we get the goal somewhat early in that second half with Salah, and you're thinking, okay, cool, that gets knocked off. They get a goal. It's 2-2. Trossard gets another one, and luckily that was offsides. I mean, just offsides, and they looked like the team that were gonna get the 3 points out of nothing. They were a totally different team from that first 30, 35 minutes. I mean, totally different team. And again, you just got to give them credit when you can bring on guys like Lamptey, who I think gives them a lot of energy. Um, that's good for their side. I was actually wondering what his fitness was like and where he's been because I thought he was one of the standout players all of last season. But and then when you look, the change that we're forced to make. That's probably a change that Klopp is probably considering to make anyway with Naby's issue. You probably want to play him the whole game, similar to what Brighton did with Basuma, who's coming back from injury. Took him off. Really great performance. I think great. 45, 50 minutes they got from him, if not more. And so that was one change. And then you bring Minamino in. Nothing about that. Nothing against the guy, but nothing about that really gives you any enthusiasm or thought that we can go and do something. So again, I think today, as crazy as it sounds, I feel like we dodged a bullet. That could have been 0 points in our first loss of the season. Imagine that to Brighton. All due respect to them, but again, in these sort of fights, still early in the season, of course, and look, there's no decision made now. I mean, this doesn't mean we're not going to win the league or go on and be successful, but you realize that it is an opportunity that we let go, literally let it go. And defensively today, there's a lot of questions I think that need to be asked. Going forward, I thought we were great. Not so much in the second half here and there. But again, for me, it's really about Brighton just really stepping up to the plate and turning the game around. This kind of makes me happy seeing the face of Pep Guardiola, but yeah, look, we dust ourselves off. It's a draw. It doesn't feel good, but we go again and get ready for the next match. That's me signing out. Till next time.